رمضان زمان البركات، رمضان زمان الحسنات، رمضان زمان البركات، رمضان زمان الحسنات، رمضان مجال الصلوات، رمضان مجال الصلوات، طوبى للنفس بتقواها، طوبى للنفس بتقواها. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. واعتصموا بحبل الله جميعا ولا تفرقوا، واذكروا نعمة الله عليكم إذ كنتم أعداء فألف بين قلوبكم فأصبحتم بنعمته إخوانا، وكنتم على شفا حفرة من النار فأنقذكم منها، كذلك يبين الله لكم آياته لعلكم تهتدون. ولتكن منكم أمة يدعون إلى الخير ويأمرون بالمعروف وينهون عن المنكر، وأولئك هم المفلحون. صدق الله العظيم.
بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. الحمد لله رب العالمين، وصلى الله وسلم وبارك على سيدنا ومولانا محمد وعلى آله وصحبه وسلم تسليما كثيرا إلى يوم الدين. أهلا وسهلا brothers and sisters. I would like to welcome you into a new Quranic commandment, this journey of exploration of the messages of the Quran by reading the ayat in which Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala addresses us with do or do not, and that's the commandment. Today we will be reading from Surah Al-Imran, and that is verse number 103, where Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala gives us a few commandments, where he says, بعد أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم واعتصموا بحبل الله جميعا ولا تفرقوا واذكروا نعمة الله عليكم إذ كنتم أعداء فألف بين قلوبكم فألف بين قلوبكم بنعمته إخوانا فأصبحتم بنعمته إخوانا وكنتم على شفا حفرة من النار فأنقذكم منها كذلك يبين الله لكم آياته لعلكم تهتدون. And this ayah translates as, hold fast to God's rope altogether. Do not split into factions. Remember God's favor to you. You were enemies, and then he brought your hearts together, and you became brothers by his grace. You were about to fall into a pit of fire, and he saved you from it. In this way, God makes his revelations clear to you, that you may be rightly guided. This is the essence of Islam, brothers and sisters. This deen that has brought everyone together. We read in the books of history that Arabs of Jahiliyyah used to fight over anything and everything. They led a life of fighting and enmity. They led a life of retaliation. They led a life of hating one another. People were unsafe. People used to kill for the sake of a piece of land, for disagreement on simple and trivial things. And we think that the world has traveled so far from that jahiliyyah, from that ignorance. But when we look around us, we see that the world is not faring better. It is actually doing the same thing, but in a more advanced and sophisticated way. Arabs of Jahiliyyah, they used to fight with swords. Now we don't only fight with weapons, but we fight with bombs, and we fight in more sophisticated manner that kills thousands and millions of people at one go. As Muslims, we are not even faring better than the rest of the humanity, even though we claim that we are the best ummah that has been brought to mankind. Look at how much fights do we stir between each other over fiqhi issues, over issues, juristic issues that accept more than one opinion and accept more than one school. When the Prophet ﷺ was on his way back from the battle of the trench, he commanded his companions that none of them should pray Asr until they get to the dwellings of Banu Qurayza. Some Sahaba decided that this is just an encouragement from the Prophet ﷺ to travel fast to Banu Qurayza rather than a banning of the prayer. Rather than banning them from praying on time, he was just basically giving them a message of get quicker to get there. Move faster to get there. So they prayed Asr and they continued. Some other Sahaba took the words of the Prophet ﷺ as literal as they could, and they said, we will not pray until we get to Banu Qurayza, even if the prayer time is over. The Prophet ﷺ looked at both groups and he did not blame them. The ulama took this incident and they based on it one of the very essential rules of the Sharia, that when there is a statement, or when there is a text, or when there is an ayah of the Quran, or there is an instruction that can carry two meanings, those who strive their best to understand it, as long as they're striving, they're qualified to understand it, they have been equipped to understand it, not the lay people, as long as they are trying their best and they're qualified, whichever conclusion they come to, they are not deprived of the reward. Even if it's the wrong conclusion, because in that situation, there was definitely one of the groups was wrong and one was right. But what matters is to remain brothers even if we disagree with each other. وَاعْتَصِمُوا بِحَبْلِ اللَّهِ. Hold fast to the rope of Allah. What's the rope of Allah? The rope of Allah is this deen, this religion that unifies the hearts, that brings people together. And the Quran tells us at the end of this ayah that we should remember that we were close to a pit of fire. What is that pit of fire? The pit of fire of disbelief, the pit of fire of hating and fighting with each other. The Prophet ﷺ, one day he was returning back from a battle, and he noticed that there was an issue between some of the Ansar and some of the Muhajirin. And the Prophet ﷺ came out angry with all of them. He was in that state of indignation. That's anger for the right reasons. He was ﷺ frustrated with them for fighting over things that are not important, fighting in general. And he said to them, أَجَاهِلِيَّةٌ وَأَنَا بَيْنَ أَظْهُرِكُمْ. Are you returning back to the days of Jahiliyyah, or to the qualities of Jahiliyyah, or to the characters of Jahiliyyah, while I'm amongst you? In other words, he's saying, Allah has brought me to unify your hearts. Why are you fighting? If we think about the reasons we disagree with each other, brothers and sisters, we realize that these reasons, whether they are religious reasons, they accommodate everyone. Or where they are dunya reasons, we will all leave dunya behind. If you're fighting with your family, fighting with your friends, fighting with other individuals, what happens? You will be leaving this over dunya, over money, over inheritance. You leave that behind. And if you're fighting over some religious issue, it only means that you're limited in your understanding, and you need some more knowledge to understand that the deen accommodates everyone. Imam al-Shafi'i radiallahu ta'ala anh, he was a great scholar. He was a great man of knowledge. He was one of the most intelligent individuals that ever lived. Yunus al-Sadafi, who was one of the companions of Imam al-Shafi'i, one of his students, said, he was one of his contemporaries as well. He said, "Ma ra'aytu a'qala min al-Shafi'i." I have not seen someone as smart and wise as al-Shafi'i. One day, me and him disagreed on one issue for the whole day. I couldn't convince him, and he couldn't convince me. And then after Isha, at night, when everyone went home and everyone is now relaxing, he said, Yunus said, I heard knocking at the door. And I said, who is that? He said, Muhammad. He said, I thought of every Muhammad in the city except Muhammad ibn Idris al-Shafi'i. That's the full name of al-Shafi'i. Then he said, when I opened the door, not realizing that it's him, I realized he is here. What is he doing after Isha? Al-Shafi'i's habit was to stay home after Isha. He said, he looked me in the eyes and he said, Ya Yunus, would it not be easy for us to disagree, continue to disagree, but remain brothers? He said, of course, brotherhood can accommodate all of us. Remember, brothers and sisters, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has revealed this religion and made it wasi'ah, and made it spacious, and made it accommodative. In one of the books in the fiqh of Imam Malik radiallahu ta'ala an, one of the writers, the author Imam As-Safti rahimahullah ta'ala, after he explains one of the issues that relate to wudu and relate to cleaning ourselves after using the bathroom, at the very end, after detailing all the issues here and there and the different opinions and stuff like that, he says at the end, وَدِينُ اللَّهِ يُسْرٌ. The religion of Allah is ease. I said when I read that, I wish this is put in a frame and kept in front of each and everyone who fights over the little things of the deen. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, brothers and sisters, may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala grant us understanding of the deen. May He unify our hearts this month of Ramadan and after Ramadan. Try to eliminate and take away and clean and purify your hearts from anything that will trigger your hatred from others, that will make you angry with your brothers and sisters, that will cause fractions. Don't create fractions. If you belong to a school, that's absolutely fine. You can be Maliki, you can be Shafi'i, you can be Hanafi, you can be Sufi, you can be Tablighi, you can be Diobandi, you can be Barelvi, you can be whichever you want. All of that should not make you forget that you are a Muslim, and the least right of your brother upon you is to love them, because they say Ashhadu an la ilaha illallah wa ashhadu anna Muhammadan Rasulullah. It should make you, even with non-Muslims, hold fast to the common causes that unify us for the best of our humanity. Love the humanity in them. Love the secret of God, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, in them. And beyond that, leave things to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to judge between us on the day of Qiyamah. May Allah bless you all. والسلام عليكم ورحمة الله.
اللهم لك صمت وعلى رزقك أفطرت. اللهم إني أسألك برحمتك التي وسعت كل شيء أن تغفر لي ذنوبي. ذهب الظمأ وابتلت العروق وثبت الأجر إن شاء الله.
رمضان زمان البركات، رمضان زمان الحسنات، رمضان زمان البركات.